and I also think it's worth mentioning about Tommy maybe. And,
Yes.
we've had some advisors along the way and people championing us. And you've got a closer connection with Tommy, I guess.
Yeah, so initially, the idea of this first started with a post that Tommy Shaughnessy had posted on social media, and had it was at a time when our dance industry had lost a very a legendary dancer, and I mentioned his name was Michael Wentek, and Tommy had posted, "Does our dance industry need to do more for its dancers?" And I think he did mean in a well-being sort of way, like where can dancers go if they need someone to talk to, or just need signposting somewhere. And so I responded on his social media post just with, "Yes, they do," or "Yes, we do," something like that. And then I thought, okay, I've posted a comment. That's not good enough. I'm going to actually message him. And then through that message, he was, we hadn't spoken probably 20 years.
Wow.
And we ended up having a phone call, a conversation about it, and then a Zoom meeting. And then he was like, "Well, what shall we do?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, what do we do?" It's like all big to talk about it, but like,
where do we start?
What do we actually do? And then I was like, well, actually, I do have some information. We've got the Cricketers Trust to actually to take from, and it didn't start off as it is now. It started off something to do with pay and fair conditions for cricketers. That's how it initially started off, and now it's a great big trust that helps in all sorts of ways. And I was like, yeah, I do think we can do something similar for our dance world. But I can't do it on my own.
Good. Great way to start.
I just cannot do this on my own. It's something, yes, I absolutely feel and is necessary and is needed. Not just in the terms of like crisis point, because I think crisis point is end point, but we need to kind of,
preventative.
Yeah, it needs to be preventative, or a place for people to go and talk before they reach that crisis point. At that point, there's other services available. And then I thought, who do I know? Oh, Andrew. Let me speak to Andrew.
And I was thinking about you because I was looking about because ironically, Carmen's brother also works with PCA and does the same wellbeing kind of coaching. And, we've been having lots of conversations saying how the dance industry doesn't do the same thing. And so we were having this conversation alongside, not knowing what Nicole was doing. And then I kind of reached out. And I guess one of the things for me is like the transition, not a lot of dancers sometimes decide, okay, they've had enough dancing, or there's burnout and they want to do something different. And what skills do dancers have that they can then transfer into the outer world? And I think that's what I'm really passionate about, because I have been able to carve out work that's not related to dance and follow my other passions, and about how can you create a life that's integrative again with all the things that you love, and it doesn't have to be just one channel. So that was my kind of, okay, how can I help other dancers? Particularly, I don't know, I have a soft spot for men. I think sometimes men, I love women, I love, but I think as a man, I feel like I want to help men kind of help them navigate their way through, because I think everyone gets, oh, you're a girl, you're a dancer, or you're a dancer, you must be a girl. It's sometimes a bit harder.
Yeah.
I know that there are other discussions to be had, Nicole, and we can have that later.
No, but it's definitely an important part of the conversation. But also, like my discussions with Andrew, and Andrew was very positive about like that first approach. About, okay, we can set up something similar to the Cricketers Trust. At least he didn't say no. And then I was like, oh, well, we can't just do that on ourselves. Who else? And of course, there are lots of people in our industry talking about the same thing. But I think it really comes down to what resonates with you. And I had seen, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of Kate's work on social media already that resonated with me. So it's the resonance, I think, that is very much part. I didn't know Kate personally at all. But it was just a sense that this person, what they're doing,
they're passionate,
they care, where they're coming from, how they're coming from it. It wasn't about Kate. It was about
how you are.
Yeah, how you are, and what was behind your posts more, I think, than just about you. wasn't about you. It was about the wider business and world, really. And so that's when I reached out.
So I think for now, we're keeping it small so we can get things done. Otherwise, if you've got lots of people on a board, then nothing tends to happen. So hence we're keeping it small. But we are looking, obviously, for people to join and support the cause.